What is our basic iman or faith or belief or so to say aqidah or as others may call it dogma about the Quran? Two things should be clear. Number one, Al-Quran is the word of Allah, speech of Allah. It's kalamullah, as we find in ayah number 6 of Surah At-Tawbah. وَإِنْ أَحَدٌ مِّنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ اسْتَجَارَكَ فَأَجِرْهُ حَتَّى يَسْمَعَ كَلَامَ اللَّهِ ثُمَّ أَبْلِغْهُ مَأْمَنَهُ. If anyone from the mushrikeen, those who assign partners to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asks your protection and security to come to you and listen to the kalam of Allah, grant him the surety and protection so that he can listen to the kalam of Allah and then let him reach his place of safety and security. So this is kalamullah. This word of Allah or kalam of Allah or speech of Allah was conveyed to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, son of Abdullah, son of Abdul Muttalib, Al-Hashmi, Al-Qarshi, from the progeny of Ismail, son of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. Actually, this was again conveyed through speech. It was not conveyed as a written text. Speech of Allah conveyed to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam through speech of Jibril alayhi salatu wassalam. That is why we find in Quran, in Surah At-Takwir, إِنَّهُ لَقَوْلُ رَسُولٍ كَرِيمٍ ذِي قُوَّةٍ عِنْدَ ذِي الْعَرْشِ مَكِينٍ مُطَاعٍ ثَمَّ أَمِينٍ. These attributes and these words are being used for Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salatu wassalam. The qawlu rasulin kareem. Because actually Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam listened to it. It was not delivered to him in written form. Then thirdly, this kalam of Allah, this word of Allah, the speech of Allah was conveyed to the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam through the speech of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Again, the medium was spoken word, not written word. And that is why we find in Surah Al-Haqqah, إِنَّهُ لَقَوْلُ رَسُولٍ كَرِيمٍ وَمَا هُوَ بِقَوْلِ شَاعِرٍ قَلِيلًا مَا تُؤْمِنُونَ وَلَا بِقَوْلِ كَاهِنٍ قَلِيلًا مَا تَذَكَّرُونَ. So this is one thing which must be very clear. It is kalam of Allah, it is speech of Allah, conveyed through the kalam and speech of Jibreel to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and through his speech and kalam to his companions, and from them to the humanity at large, so that it has reached us now. Let me give here a quotation from the former book of Allah. The former book of Allah was Torah, and there is a prophecy of this Quran and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, both in verses 18 and 19 of chapter 18 of Deuteronomy, Kitabul Istisna, wherein Allah said to Moses, "Verily I shall raise from their brothers a prophet like you, and I will put my words into his mouth, and he will say to the people whatever I will put in his mouth." So now, who were the brothers of Bani Israel? Surely they were Bani Ismail. I will raise from their brothers. Actually, these are the two branches of the progeny of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. From Ibrahim, Ismail, from Ibrahim, Ishaq, from Ishaq, Yaqub, and the 12 sons of Yaqub, they are Bani Israel. So I will raise from their brothers. It cannot denote except Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It cannot be applicable to any of the biblical prophets, in no way. So this prophecy is very important because it is confirming the position of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as well as that he will deliver the words of Allah. I will put in his mouth my word, and he will say to the people, tell the people whatever I put into his mouth. So this is the prophecy of Torah which came true in the person of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the advent of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and in the coming down of this book, this final revelation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.